ever wonder where the idea of interconnected movie universes really came from? Most people think of Marvel, but the truth is the concept was born decades earlier in the shadowy halls of Universal Studios. Um, it wasn't a carefully crafted plan, but a happy accident that changed Hollywood forever. Um, so let's take a look. Um, Back in the 1930s, Universal wasn't trying to build a universe. They were simply making monster movies and arrived in 1931, becoming instant classics in 17. Um, they weren't intended to exist in the same world, but Universal did recognize star power in terms of connections. Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi teamed up and but their iconic monsters remained separate. The original run of Universal Monsters began to fade in the late 1930s, hampered by the strict Hays Code. But in 1939, they revived the franchise with um, nine, um, a new star emerged in 1941 with Lon Chaney Jr. as the Wolfman. When it came time for a sequel, uh, writer Kurt Siodmak had a brilliant idea: team up the Wolfman with Frankenstein, and just like that, the first cinematic universe was born. 1943 wasn't a critical darling. Some reviewers saw it as a cynical hash grab, uh, uh, but it made money, and Universal wanted more of something. They brought Dracula into the mix with and cementing the shared monster universe in the public's imagination. The final chapter of this era was 1948's, a surprisingly effective blend of horror and comedy. It even featured a cameo from the Invisible Man. This film proved a shared universe could be both profitable and entertaining. It also showed that sometimes less is more. Despite the end of the original films, Universal's monsters lived on in the cultural zeitgeist. The studio began marketing them as a brand to children with model kits and toys. Bobby Pickett's Monster Mash further popularized the idea of monsters coexisting um, and having a good time. The 1964 sitcom reimagined Frankenstein, Dracula, and the Wolfman as a quirky family. Um, Monster serials, cartoons, and even kept the legacy alive for decades. These characters continue to appear in shows like proving their enduring appeal. Universal has repeatedly tried to revive its classic monsters on the big screen, but with limited success. 2004's and the planned Dark Universe launched with 2017's. Both failed to ignite the box office. The studio attempted to modernize the characters, but lost the charm of the originals. So today, Universal has found success with a different approach. A classic monster themed land within its Epic Universe theme park, um, by embracing the look and feel of the original films. They've created a truly immersive experience for fans. And it's a reminder that sometimes the best way to honor the past is to stay true to its roots. And and the Universal's early monster movies weren't just scary; they were groundbreaking, and they laid the foundation for every shared cinematic universe that followed. Um, Essentially, called them to a similar. There would be no Marvel Cinematic Universe, no MonsterVerse, and no without the accidental universe. Universal created uh, so if you love or hate shared universes, you have Frankenstein, Dracula, and the Wolfman to thank. And speaking of monsters, why did the vampire fail art class? Because he could only draw blood. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, I would love to make that